Hi everybody, today we are going to do North America. So let's begin with our maps. So as you can see, I have a lot of maps today for you and we will be beginning with this map. So this is the basic map of North America. So let's see some of the important places, important things, important mountain ranges, rivers, lakes and oceans and gulfs that we need to study in North America. So at the top we have Greenland, which is part of Denmark. Then we have Alaska, which is part of United States. We have Canada, we have United States, we have Mexico. Then we have Guatemala, we have Belize, we have El Salvador, we have Honduras, we have Nicaragua, we have Costa Rica, we have Panama, and we have Cuba right here, and rest of the countries that are called the Caribbean countries or West Indies or Caribbean countries, because they are in the Caribbean Sea. So this is the Caribbean Sea. This whole area is the Caribbean Sea. Then this is Gulf of Mexico. This is Gulf of Mexico, right? Then this is Gulf of California. Gulf of California. Right here you can see Gulf of California. Gulf of California is also called Sea of Cortez. Sea of Cortez. It is also called Sea of Cortez. Then we have a lot of other things to see. So let's see. These are the Appalachian Mountains. These are the Appalachian Mountains right here. Then we have the Rocky Mountains, the famous Rocky Mountains right here. We have the Great Plains, American Great Plains. Then we have Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. So we will study about these lakes later. Then we have here Hudson Bay. We have Baffin Islands here, Baffin Island, and this is Baffin Bay, and this is Labrador Sea. So Baffin Bay and Labrador Sea are connected by Davis Strait. We need to remember that Davis Strait, right? Then this is Atlantic Ocean this side, this is Pacific Ocean this side, right? This is Gulf of Alaska, this is Bering Sea, this is Bering Strait, this is Chukchi Sea, this is Beaufort Sea, right? Some of the important places that we have studied, right? Then we have some plateaus in United States, that is Edwards Plateau, Ozark Plateau, Colorado Plateau, and the Great Basin Plateau, right? So let's move quickly to the next map. So you can see the next map, we have the physical map, and you can see a lot of things here. So we will begin from the bottom. We have the Caribbean Sea, as I mentioned. Then we have the Sea of California right here, Sea of California. It is completely in Mexico. It is in Mexico. It is not in America. It is in Mexico. Completely lies in Mexico, or we call it Sea of Cortez, as we have already studied. Sea of Cortez. This is Gulf of Mexico. Right? Caribbean Sea and Gulf of Mexico are connected by which state? This state is called Yucatan State. We'll study about it later on. Then we have the Mexican Plateau right here. We have the Great Basin. We have the Rocky Mountains. These are the Appalachian Mountains. Laurentian Plateau right here. Mackenzie Mountains, and this is the Brooks Range. And this is the Alaskan Range. We know about it. So this is the basic map of North America. Then there is another map that we need to see. That is what all countries are there. As I have already told, there is Greenland, there is United States, there is Canada, there is United States. Greenland is part of Denmark. It is part of Denmark, right? Then we have Mexico, we have Guatemala, we have El Salvador, we have Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, Bahamas, Dominican Republics, and rest of the other countries that are mentioned here. These are called Caribbean countries, right? So you can see Tropic of Cancer is passing through Mexico. Passing through Mexico right here, right? Let's see the next map. Next map is again of North America. So you can see there is this is the Brooks Range, this is the Alaskan Range, this is Beaufort Sea, this is Arctic Ocean right here, Bering Sea, Gulf of Alaska, Pacific Ocean, this is Pacific Ocean again. This is Central America. This part is called Central America. We have Caribbean Sea, we have Gulf of Mexico, Atlantic Ocean, Labrador Sea. This is Hudson Bay, this is in Baffin Bay. So all of these things. Then we have Alpine mountains, coastal plain areas. We have Sierra Madre mountains. We have Rocky mountains. We have Great Plains, Sierra Nevada. We have Sierra Nevada, and we have this coastal range right here. Some important things that you may already know about. So let's see the Caribbean. Let's see the Caribbean Sea. This is the Caribbean Sea, as you can see. So what all countries come? You have to find out by yourself. Borders the Caribbean Sea. So let's begin. So we have Mexico here. We have Mexico here. We have Belize here. We have Belize here. We have Honduras here. We have Honduras here. We have Nicaragua here. We have Nicaragua here. We have Costa Rica here. We have Panama here. We have Panama here. Colombia here. Colombia here. Venezuela here. Venezuela here. Venezuela here. Trinidad Tobago here. Then Grenada, Barbados, Saint Lucia, Dominica, Antigua. Then we have Puerto Rico. Then we have Haiti. We have Dominican Republic. Then we have Cuba. We have Bahamas. And Jamaica we have right here. So you can see all of these countries border Caribbean Sea. All of these countries border Caribbean Sea. Then you can see here it is mentioned Yucatan Channel. Yucatan Channel right here. So it connects Caribbean Sea to the Gulf of Mexico. It connects Caribbean Sea to the Gulf of Mexico. Here we have Strait of Florida. Right on the right side we have Strait of Florida. Right. So as I have mentioned that we have Bering Strait. We have Bering Straits. So this Bering Strait is also the dividing line Russia and United States. See how close they are. And this is Alaska. This is Alaska, and this is the far east of Russia. Far east we call it. Far east of Russia. Far east of Russia. This is Chukchi Peninsula. This is called Chukchi Sea. This is Gulf of Andier, and this is Bering Sea. This is Bering Sea, as you can see. Then we have to see some other maps, right? So you can see this is the Central American map. And there are many countries in Central America, like Belize, right? Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. So first of all, let's see what country border which countries. So you can see Mexico shares a border with Guatemala and Belize, but Belize is only with Mexico and Guatemala. Then Guatemala shares with El Salvador, Belize, Mexico, Honduras. El Salvador shares with Guatemala and Honduras. Nicaragua shares with Honduras and Costa Rica. Costa Rica shares with Nicaragua and Panama, and Panama shares with Costa Rica and Colombia in South America. So you can see some of the lakes and some of the gulfs that are important. First of all, we have the Gulf of Honduras right here in front of Honduras. Then we have Gulf of Fonseca, Gulf of Fonseca between Honduras, El Salvador and Nicaragua. Then we have Lake Nicaragua and Lake Managua right in Nicaragua. Then we have Gulf of Nicoya in Costa Rica, Gulf of Chiriquí in Panama, and Gulf of Panama. Right here we have the Panama Canal, the famous Panama Canal, right? Then we have to see Mexico as well. Mexico is an important part of North America. So we need to see closely the Tropic of Cancer, as you can see, passes through right here. This is Tropic of Cancer passing through it. So it crosses the Baja Peninsula. This is called the Baja Peninsula, this region in the Gulf of California. These are the Sierra Madre Occidental and these are the Sierra Madre Oriental, right? And this is the Sierra Madre del Sur. This is Yucatan Peninsula. This is Yucatan Channel. You should remember that. Yucatan Channel or Yucatan Strait, you also call it, right? We have Gulf of Mexico. We have Bay of Campeche. We have Gulf of Tehuantepec, right? Some of the important Mexico City is right here. Mexico City is right here in between, right? So let's see another map. So you can see this is Mexico. This is Sea of Cortez, or we call it Gulf of California. It is not in United States. It is completely in Mexico, right? So you can see this is Baja California. This is called Baja California. This is the Baja Peninsula, right? Then you can see we have the Rivillagigedo Islands right here. right here. So let's see the Gulf of Mexico now. Let's see the Gulf of Mexico. So you can see we have Belize here. We have Belize here. We have Mexico here. This is Mexico. This is Belize. This is Belize, and this is Yucatan Channel. Yucatan Channel right here. It connects. It connects Gulf of Mexico with the Caribbean Sea. With the Caribbean Sea right here. So you can see this is completely. This is Mexico, and this is United States. So Gulf of Mexico is United States and Mexico. So you can see there is Strait of Florida, and Bay of Campeche right here. So these are all the things. You can see Mississippi coming into Mississippi River right here into Gulf of Mexico. So we have studied Gulf of Mexico. We have seen Caribbean. Let's move ahead. So the important question comes is, where is Hawaii? So you can see Hawaii is far away. It is far away. These are the islands that are Hawaii. That is the 51st state of USA. 51st state of USA. It is quite far. It is quite far from the mainland USA. Right? You should know where is it. It is on the left side or on the right side. That's why I have mentioned it in the map. Right? Then you can see some of the important regions, what they are called. This is called Arctic Inuit. This is the cold region. This is called Kutchkin. This is called Beaver region. This is Subarctic Cree, and rest of them follows like that. Right? Not very important to remember, but important to see once at a time. Right? We have talked about Hawaiian Islands. So you can see Hawaii Islands. So here are two important mountains, that is Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. Both of the mountains are on the main Hawaii Island. Both of them are on main Hawaii Islands. Then you can see some other small islands that are Kauai Islands, Oahu Islands, Lanai Island, Molucco Islands, Moi Islands, and some of the channels that connect them. You can see and you can mark by yourselves. Right? So let's move to the next. So you can see the Caribbean countries right here. I have put a special map for Caribbean. So you can see this is Gulf of Mexico at the top. This is Caribbean Sea, and we have already studied that this is Mexico, and this is rest of the country. This is Belize, this is Honduras, this is Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, this is Colombia, we have Venezuela, and then we have some other country, that is Saint Vincent and Grenadines, Grenada, Saint Lucia, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Dominica, Kitts and Nevis. We have Antigua and Barbados. Then we have Virgin Islands of UK, Puerto Rico of US. This is Puerto Rico, which is of US. Then we have Virgin Islands of US. There are Virgin Islands. One is with the UK and one is with the US. Right? What about Tropic of Cancer? Tropic of Cancer passes through these islands. That is Bahamas. So these are the main islands in the Caribbean region. Let's see the next map. We have seen this map. Next map is of, we have already seen where. So next map is of the rivers of the North America. So let's see some of the important rivers. We have already studied. This is Baffin Bay, this is Davis Strait, this is Labrador Sea. So Baffin Bay is connected to Labrador Sea by Davis Straits. This is Hudson Strait. Hudson Bay is connected to the Labrador Sea by Hudson Strait. Then we have Chukchi Sea, we have Bering Sea, we have Bering Strait, we have Beaufort Strait. Then we have important river which drains into Bering Sea. That is Yukon River. It passes through Alaska, from Canada to Alaska. Yukon River, right? Then we have the Mackenzie River. That is in Canada. Then we have some important other rivers, like we have the river Missouri, River Platte, River Ohio, River Arkansas, River Canadian, and River Red. All of these are tributaries of River Mississippi, which flows into Gulf of Mexico. Then we have some important lakes: Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, and Lake Ontario. Then we have River Ottawa right here, as you can see, going into Gulf of St. Lawrence. right? Then we have Colorado River. Colorado River right here. You can see Colorado River going into Gulf of California. Going into Gulf of California. River Columbia goes into Pacific Ocean. River Columbia goes into Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean. Then what are the rivers into Gulf of Mexico? You can see Rio Grande River, Pecos River. We have Brazos River, we have Mississippi River, and we have Chart River. All of these rivers come into Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of Mexico. Right? Right? So these are the main important rivers that you should know. So let's see another map, that is, you can see the same things, and this is the elevation mountains. This is the Sierra Madre, this is the Sierra Nevada, this is the coastal mountains, these are the Rocky Mountains, the famous, this is the Mackenzie Range, Alaska Range, Brooks Range. Then we have Baffin Island, Baffin Bay, and with Labrador Sea we have already studied all these things. These maps are just for you to have a deeper understanding and help you in remembering all these things. So you can see Bermuda, right here, and it is in Atlantic Ocean. So you can see Bermuda. Then we have the North American lakes, important lakes in North America, right? We have the Great Bear Lake. At the top we have the Great Bear Lake in Canada. Then we have the Great Slave Lake and Lake Athabasca, right here. Then we have the Lake Reindeer right here. Then we have Lake Manitoba, Lake Winnipeg. So all of these rivers, and we have Nettling Lake in the Baffin Islands, right? Then the 5 important lakes that are called the Great Lakes. It is called Lake Superior. Right here you can see Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, and Lake Erie or Lake St. Clair. Erie, we also call it EIRE, Lake Erie. Then we have the Great Salt Lake right here. There are some other lakes like Lake Nicaragua and Mocogua that we have already studied, right? Let's see another map, that is of the Panama Canal. As you can see, it connects Panama Canal. Where is it, Panama Canal located? See, you can see Gulf of Panama in the Pacific Ocean is connected to Atlantic Ocean's Caribbean Sea. So you can see there are locking system. So in Panama Canal there is a locking system, and locking system works with the height. So you can see from Atlantic Ocean the ships can go into, and then there are locks that raises the ship into at the top, and then it passes through the Gatun Lake. It passes through Gatun Lake, and then it goes down again and through the locks into the Pacific Ocean. As you can see, this is the lake, Gatun Lake. So from here the river enters and it is raised here, and it passes through like that, slowly, and into the Pacific Ocean. This is the Panama Canal, the famous Panama Canal. Let's see another important area, that is Darien Gap. So what is this Darien Gap? So lot of people are trying to illegally travel across the world, and for those who want to go to United States, this place Darien Gap is quite a challenge. And there has been a lot of reports and documentaries about how people have died and not in an attempt to reach United States illegally. So Darien Gap is this region. This region is heavily dense, heavy dense forest, heavy dense rainforest, and there is no vehicles, there is no road. As you can see, there is lack of road, no road in this region. So people have to walk, they have to cross by walking. They have to cross this Darien Gap. So you can see where the Darien Gap lies. Again, the 5 lakes. Let's see another map before. So this is the river map. As you can see, there are many other rivers if I have missed anyone. So you can see it for yourself, right? Let's see another map. So you know about this map, right? So let's just skip it. Then the lakes, right? Where these lakes lie. So Lake Superior is in Canada. and US both, right? Lake Michigan is completely in US, completely in US. Lake Michigan completely in US. Lake Huron is Canada and US. Lake Ontario is also Canada and US. Lake Erie also is Canada and US. So only Lake Michigan is completely in United States. Lake Michigan is completely in United States, right? Let's see the next map. Next map is the kind of agriculture and land use in North America. So you can see forest regions first of all. So all the green areas are the forest regions. Forest regions. Then you can see desert. So we have desert right here. The Nevada desert we call it. We have seen a lot of videos of it. Then we have agriculture, the great lands, the breadbasket, that is the agriculture, and then we have the grasslands. So you can see the land use. So let's see another map that is of the rivers and their origin and some other aspects. So you can see these are the mountain ranges. This is called the Appalachian Mountains. Then we have the Andes. You can see how long it goes. Then we have Sorora and Chua deserts. Chihuahuan desert. This is Chihuahuan desert, right? This is the Sierra Nevada. This is a Great Basin, you can see, and these are the rivers as they flows through, right? So let's see the next map. That is what kind of crops are grown in North America. So you can see mixed farming is in this region. All the green, dark green, light green region is mixed farming, whereas this one is the wheat basket. We know it that US is one among the largest wheat baskets. So you can see wheat and small grains. Then we have Mediterranean agriculture. Right here we have Mediterranean agriculture. Then we have dry fruit and small grains. Right here. Then we have corn and beans. US produces largest corns in world. Largest corn producer United States, right? And rest of them are range livestock ranching. We know that animal rearing and animal husbandry is quite popular in some part. When we look at the other parts at the bottom, you can see most of it is plantation agriculture, right? Let's see, these are the 5 lakes. As you can see, only Lake Michigan is in United States, right? Next map is of the annual precipitation, the rain levels. So you can see this region, the coastal region, receives a lot of rain. It receives lot of rain, and this region also receives lot of rain. Whereas the middle, this desert area, this is the desert area. This is also cold desert area. This is also somewhat cold desert area. This is the lowest amount of rainfall. So we have seen some of the important maps of North America. For this video, I think these maps are enough. I have lot of other maps as well, but let's do it in another video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.